Morning ladies, today we're going to be looking at contouring our face using eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Moonstruck Addiction palette number 1, which comes in the beautiful browns. I've already started with the eye primer and the concealer and the foundation, so I've already created my base, but now we're going to add some powders in there in order to create some colour and some sculpture. I've also done my eye makeup already. I've used the eyebrow pencil, the eyebrow gel. I used my new splurge cream, which is pretty beautiful in the gold dainty colour, and some of the darker browns which come from the Addiction palette number 1. Okay, to start off, we're going to be using this colour here, Chipper, which is kind of like a honey dark brown, and I'm going to use it first to create the lines on my cheek. Now the reason you want to contour your face is to give you those high cheekbones, give you more definition. It's going to make your face look a little bit thinner. I'm going to use a credit card or my Metro Pass in order to create a line across your face. Now you want to line it up with the top of your ear and the corner of your mouth. Now if you just draw a line here, this is kind of where you want it to go in order to create that high cheekbone. So I'm just going to line it up here. I've got my brush, I've got a little bit of my chipper on there. I might just rub some of that off so that I don't get it kind of clumped on my face. I'm just going to do a nice light line. Now you don't want to bring it all the way down to the corner of your mouth because it's going to create kind of a beard look. So I'll just make it a little darker, right up there into the hairline. We're going to stop around there. Okay. That's our first line done. Obviously it's very dark right now, but we will go back and blend it in. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay. Now we're going to do the nose. So I'm going to use this brush again, and I'm just going to do it freehand. So where the shadow falls, you just want to accentuate that shadow. So you can see I'm already creating kind of a line. And on the other side, we're going to do the same thing, just accentuating that shadow. I'm going to add a little bit to the top of my head. I don't want too much because otherwise it can give you kind of a dirty look. I'm just going to lightly do the top of my head and around here. Now I'm going to make that darker with some bronzer later on. So to blend it in, I'm going to use a blending brush. We're just going to kind of tap 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 and blend that in. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Now you can make this a little bit darker if you want. I'm going to try and blend this with my blending brush, but it might be easier just to use your finger. Okay, not bad. And then we'll just blend in the top here. Okay, perfect. To set my makeup, I'm going to use the pressed powder. I really like using a pressed powder because it kind of sets my foundation in there. Now I use the color Velour in this pressed powder. I'm going to use a big brush to put it on. And just going to put it on the lighter areas and kind of stay away from the areas where I've put my contouring lines. Underneath the eyes, you want it to be nice and light. Okay, so now I'm going to accentuate those lines a little bit more with some bronzer. I use the Beachfront bronzer in color Hermosa. I use it for my face, I use it for my chest. It's a really good versatile bronzer. So I'm going to use more of an angled brush for this. And we're just going to accentuate those lines a little bit and go more into the hairline up to the forehead. For my nose, I'm going to use my smaller brush again, just so I don't get bronzer all over my face. Just going to accentuate those lines again. Okay, I'm just going to do one more little layer of this pressed powder, just to blend it a tiny bit more. I'm going to add a little bit of blush as well, just to rosy up my cheeks. I'm using the Moonstruck Mineral Pressed Powder in the color Sweet, which is quite pretty. On the website they do look quite bright, but in real life it's really nice. I like this color a lot. It's kind of like a corally color. I'm going to use, actually, I'll use my puff brush here. I'm just going to do it on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so that is my contouring done. As you can see, my cheekbones are standing out a lot more than they did at the start, and I've elongated my nose as well. Just added some lip gloss on here, which is I just got yesterday in Color Lovable, which I do love. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I do have a new website, so check it out, ladyjadelashes.com, or hit me up on Facebook. And I'm going to add in the comments below all of the colors and the makeup that I have on today.